how to know if you are on the right path, the right journey to your life's fulfillment and success and happiness. Roseanne here, inspiring you to live the lifestyle that you want. I hope you guys are doing excellent today. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please support my mission and my channel by hitting the red button down there that says subscribe. Hit the bell notification to notify you of new videos that I upload every Mondays. Stick towards the end. Also, throughout the way, I will reveal and show you ways of how to keep that momentum going. Like find ways on what's best to track your progress. It's all about progress. It feels like I haven't been behind this camera for quite some time now because I've taken a little bit of a break just to reassess and reflect, and going through my own personal journey that I'm going through in my life at the moment. It feels like, when it rains, it pours. And being in Melbourne, when it rains, it pours. It's like, yeah, it makes sense, right? It's like 4 seasons in a day, but mentally and emotionally. So it's been, heavily impacted on me quite lately because of the Mercury retrograde as well. Anyway, so getting back on track, like keep a track of how far you have actually grown and learn. Like take all of those valuable lessons that you've been through, that you've experienced through, whether it's through events, experiences, or people that you encounter. Where were you last month? Where were you last year? And what I mean by that is like keep a track record of would you like ask yourself this, would you wanting to live the life that you had last month? Would you wanting to go back and live the life that you had last year? Have you grown to be the better version of yourself? It takes time, right? It's like what I said in my previous videos. A garden's mindset is so healthy. Being patient is such a tough one for me personally, because I'm a fire sign and I'm fixed fire sign, right? Because I'm all about, I'm such a go-getter and ambitious type that I'm feeling like I have to get things done. If I don't get results, then I feel like a bloody failure. Like, oh no, it's like I'm not growing, I'm not learning. But reality, when I look back at my daily journal, it's like I've overcome this. I've overcome fear of public speaking. I've overcome the fear of asking difficult questions. I've overcome my fear of standing behind a camera and uploading videos onto YouTube. Like it feels like my life is an open book. Like I've shared my personal struggles, my trials and triumphs, especially in my Facebook page there. So my audience knows about that. So if you don't know, please follow me there as well. Okay, so next up is, do you feel good about yourself every day as the day progresses? Are you a happier person from where you were last month, last 3 months ago, or a year or 5 years ago? Like, have you made better choices? Like, would you go back and change those situations if you could, and why? Like, really ask yourself those difficult, confronting, tough questions, because when you ask those deep, impactful questions, you become vulnerable, and this is the turning point where you just make those little minor adjustments so you can make changes to improve your life. Okay, I hope I'm making sense here. So I used to be so reactive. Like I would just jump to conclusions, start blaming, and then I blame the weather, I blame the government, I blame my boss, I blame the electricity, I blame everything. It's like nothing's my fault. When I write down the list of all the faults that the outside world has projected onto me, it's like, why have I, why is people saying bad things about me when I haven't done anything bad to them? When I read all that list of me blaming others and other things, really, when I did this exercise after listening to Jim Rohn, wow, when I looked through that list, it had nothing. There was no sign of me there. Like the topic should at least be about me, right? About why haven't I blamed myself, right? I should reflect that mirror onto me and ask myself, why am I blaming the weather? Like I am not meant to blame other things or other people. I'm meant to reflect onto me and make changes within myself first in order for the universe and the world to change for me, right? I'll repeat that again. If you want the world and the universe to change for you, you need to change from within first. It starts from here, from your heart space, and it takes your soul and spirit to grow and experience through all that hardships and to enjoy all those pleasure, desirable, happy times, okay? So it's all about the soul journeys, with all the negatives and positives in it, okay? So yeah, I've become a lot more responsive. Like I would be a lot more forgiving, a lot more compassionate, a lot more understanding. I would talk less and listen more. And I just came back from a lovely brunch with a few girlfriends of mine who were complete wise, and they're just beautiful souls. And they said they pointed out the wise ones, they realize that they have 2 ears and 1 mouth. The reason is because God has given us 2 ears so that we can listen more and talk less, right? It just makes total sense when I heard that. I'm thinking, God damn, that makes so much sense. So if you're watching this, babes, I know I'm talking about you, okay? Mwah. Shout out to you. Okay, moving on. You feel when you know that you have moved on and you're on the right track to your success and fulfillment in your life, you become certain about your future because you're taking massive actions every day. Now, when I say massive actions, it can be just 2mm shift, like Tony Robbins say. Like you can just take minor little changes. It definitely takes you out of your comfort zone, and it's really uncomfortable because you're stepping, it's like you're facing your fears head on. It's scary and it's uncertain. When you feel uncertain, you feel unease. You feel like it's scary because you don't know what's going to happen next. But when you step out of that comfort zone, that's where the magic happens, right? It just makes sense. So it's all about our mindset. It's our limiting thoughts. It's our mindset that we block ourselves from living the life that we are designed to live, okay? By us, okay? Moving on, you become a lot more self-aware. You become so confident. Your self-esteem is just oozes out, like you become radiant, and your vibration, you're living in this vortex where you attract the right people into your life. Like I used to say, like, why don't I have friends who I can't count and rely on and trust? Like, why do they always have to say negative things and criticize me and judge me and put me down every minute they get? Well, some part of that may be true, but when I was living in my own world then, my reality then, back in the days, was poor me. I pity myself so much to the point where I was literally manifesting, right, the secret law of attraction here, and we are unconsciously pulling more negative and toxic people and friends into our life. And then that's where we start to blame others. We blame events that occur, that you were born with bad luck and bad omen, blah, 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 okay? The works. We don't wanting to be around pity parties and Debbie Downers, okay? The more you actually think positive and more, that you love life, you spread love, you show people with respect, that's what you will get back. Just walk around the world like you have a vision. You have a mirror. You're walking around, okay? This is what I do when I feel really low in my energy, when I feel like nothing else is working, meditation isn't working, music isn't working, or anything, okay? Well, what I visualize now, instead of having that that invisible sphere or a pyramid that's protecting me, that's shielding and guiding me, I imagine that I have a mirror in front of me. Wherever I go, wherever I turn, I remember who I am because I'm looking myself in the mirror. And when I treat that person in front of me with love or disrespect, that's what I will get back. Remember that. That's one of the tools that I've actually just recently used, that I've just recently just created and come up with. Okay? And being a Leo, I think it's all about, we love the mirrors. Okay, moving on. Okay, so, ask yourself, reflect back. Have you experienced a spiritual awakening before? And how did that make you feel? Have you been through a Kundalini awakening as well? How did that make you experience? Did it make you feel more scared? Did it change the way you feel about the world? Like, how do people treat you now? Like, it's such a big difference, right? When you go through these spiritual awakenings, it is like the world has changed for you, but in reality, you have changed for yourself. My darlings, you have changed for the better. You have become the self-mastery that you've always desired, right? You become that greatest version of yourself every day. And this is what we are striving for, to eat better, to make better food choices, finding ways to exercise more, incorporate daily mantras, affirmations, incantations, use any kinds of tools and exercises to make you feel better. It's all about emotional fitness. And if you don't feel good about yourself, then how on earth are you going to be congruent and living your life in alignment to do the things that you're wanting to do towards that goal, vision, and dreams, right? To make it happen, to feel accomplished every day. Okay, so moving on, trust yourself, trust your inner knowing, like your mind's eye. It can tell you where you need to go, and it can foresee things, it can warn you, it can caution you. Okay, your intuition is so powerful. This is why I just wanted to share that our intuition is like our second brain. When I think it was Dr. Joe Dispenza, he mentioned that our brain, right, is this is why there's a second brain, which is in our bodies here. Okay, it's in our torso area, and it acts as a second brain, but more of a spiritual sort of things, if you understand there. So trust your intuition. It's not about the mind or heart. Intuition is all about your spirit. It's basically your inner child just wants to come out there and play with the world. Let it speak. Listen to it. Listen to what it wants, because that's where the real inner you would come out and say, "This is my truth." Even though my voice is shaking, I'm stammering, I'm stuttering, I'm speaking my truth, because this is when I come alive, and this is when I attract the right people to my tribe, and it feels good. Oh yeah. So keep doing that, okay? Let's see what else. So you stop blaming others, and you stop blaming other events. You take full responsibility for every actions that you make, and you turn around things. So you turn negative experiences to a positive. So become creative and resourceful in your mind to make things better. Like, you see the grass is greener from the other side. Okay. So what else should I say? Yes. So, have you learned your valuable lessons? Have you grown? Like, not physically grown, like gray hairs and wrinkles and such, right? I'm talking about, do you feel good about yourself? Like, getting back into that emotional state. If you are not feeling good, you're emotional, your feelings aren't feeling like abundant or fulfilled, you feel depleted, then that's when you are not on the right path. Okay, that you are becoming derailed. Okay, so guys, I hope this video helps, and all the contents that I shared you, and to really hone in and listen to your inner child, your third eye, your intuition, your inner knowing. What does your spirit and soul want to do? What does it want you to experience? Okay, like if you are on the right track, it must feel good. It must feel that you are on the right path to moving on to a better future, a better life. Okay, Rose Tan here, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did. If you have not yet subscribed, please hit the red button to subscribe to my channel there. Also, that's my face there, and other videos that can resonate and relate to what this topic is, on how to know if you are on the right path. Up until next time, guys, love yourself to bits. Mwah! Cheers.